Hey, I'm David and you're watching Yellowhammer Woodcrafts. Today I'm going to show you how I built this Ritz-Carlton of doghouses. So as you can see, it's a flat roof, and the reason for that is we're under cover, but it's a screened-in porch. My dogs get cold out here. Last year I boarded all this up, put plastic over it, which was not ideal. It was very hard to do. It took a long time to take down. So I came up with this idea because I had these windows left over from the house burning in 2019. I took them off the house and I've been keeping them all this time. I decided, since my little pitty that's pitiful, I think that's why they're called pitties, he doesn't like dog houses that he can't see because he wants to be able to guard the place. So he would not go in his dog houses. I actually had 2 dog houses for my little bulldog and my pitiful pitty that's laying there. And that little beast tore up both dog houses to pieces. You can see she tore the front out of that one, the front and side out of hers. So those were worthless. So I decided to build this for them this year because it gets cold out here. The best part about this doghouse, the ceiling is insulated. I had this insulation left over from when we rebuilt the house that I've been keeping for about 6 years, and decided to use it on the doghouse. So from right here up is all insulation. So the heat, it does have a heater in it, an oscillating heater. I'll show you in a minute. It's plugged up in the wall over there. And the heat is set to 55, so it never goes below 55. The windows are regular house windows that are energy efficient, so they will hold in the heat, and they do open. So in the summertime, I can either take this apart, which it's very easy to take apart. It's just a couple screws holding it. The windows are butted up against each other with a couple screws holding them in. 2x4s sitting on top. It's windows all the way around, except for the back that's up against the house. And then a doggy door. There's the heater, goes through the wall right there. These beds are pretty awesome. They cannot be torn up by a dog. They're indestructible. We're going to go in here and I'm going to show you the inside. So there's the ceiling, and the insulation's sitting on top of that, and the boards are resting on the windows. And over here there's a little ledge for the plywood to rest on. Same over here. And the floor, I just put down some boards on top of the existing screened-in floor, and then put some plywood on top of that to make a layer in between the 2 floors so it would stay a little bit warmer in here. I wanted to show you this doghouse because I thought maybe, you know, somebody might have some old windows, which that's what these are. Came off an old house. So this didn't cost me anything. I already had the plywood from when I boarded up the screened-in porch from before. So I used that and a couple of 2x4s that were just old scrap 2x4s. So I have no money in this at all, except for buying the plywood last year and the doggy door. I thought this was a neat idea because the dogs can see out. A lot of dogs don't like dog houses because they can't see the yard anymore. And pit bulls are very protective of their property. If some of you don't know about pit bulls, they can be aggressive sometimes over their property. Mine is very sweet. When you take him out in public, he gets along with people really well, but he does not like strangers in the yard, and he definitely does not like dogs in the yard. So he likes to be able to see out. And one of the reasons I put this up here on the deck is because they stay in here most of the time. If I would have put it out in the yard out of the way, they would probably never even go in it. They like to be close to the door and close to us as possible. Yeah, it's in the way, but we really don't sit out here that much anyway. this area has pretty much become the dog's area. So their dog bowls are out here, their water's out here, everything they need is right here. They can go down the stairs to get to the backyard. But mainly one of the reasons I wanted to show this video now is because it's starting to get cold. And this is an easy build. Literally anybody with a drill and a saw could build this. I mean, it was simple. I built this in probably 3 hours. The windows are just screwed together on the corners. I plan on caulking the corners to seal up the areas where air can come through. And I already had the doggy door. The doggy door was actually on the other side of the camera where I had this boarded up and the door was closed. They could get in and out of here. So I took that out and put it in the doghouse. What I did to build this was I built a frame on the bottom out of just 2x4s. And I put the windows on top of the frame like you would in a house, screwed them in, put the corners together, screwed the corners together, and then built a frame around the top with 2x4s, screwed the windows to that. Same way you would put them in an opening in a house. And then I put sheets of plywood that went down on the inside a little bit so that I could insulate the top, and that's to hold the heat in. And then I just framed this area out for the door. And that was it. It was really simple. I do have one suggestion though. If you wanted to build this for outside where it would be rained on, you do want to make the roof slanted so the water will come off of it, and have a little overhang so you're not getting water on the plywood as much, and you know, you can shed the water away from it. I didn't have to worry about that because we're already covered. But if you did that, you'd want to beef this up with maybe another 2x4 or 2 high, and then have it going back that way, and then build your sides up with 2x4s, and that's it, and put some shingles on it, and you'd be good to go. And you could use any kind of windows like you buy from salvage stores or picker stores or anything like that, where they have old house windows. And it would be even easier to put them together because most of the time they're made out of wood. So you just screw them together. And if you had enough, you could make the whole thing out of windows. And yeah, they probably wouldn't be energy efficient and hold the heat in as well, but you only need it to be above 50 really, especially for dogs that have a lot of fur. But pit bulls, they don't really like anything below 50. They're going to start whining after that, especially mine. He's a big whiner. I mean, look at them. Look how pitiful they are. He does like laying in the sun for some reason. He will literally lay on this concrete out here in 95-degree heat with the sun blazing on him. He doesn't care. I don't know what's wrong with him, but he hates being cold because he's just pitiful. Ain't that right, buddy? Pitiful. And then she is pretty pitiful too. She is a bulldog and Frenchie and a little bit of pit mixed, we think. You can tell by her huge feet. She's probably got some pit in her, but mostly bulldog and Frenchie. We thought she was going to be a Frenchie when we rescued her because her tail's got a little curl in it, like a Frenchie. But she's more bulldog. You can see what she did to the doghouse. Pretty crazy. She is Miss Destruction. That's going to be it for this video, guys. I just wanted to show this doghouse because everybody seemed to like the cat condos that I built. And if you haven't seen that video and you're a cat person, go watch that after this. I thought this was really cool and just a neat way to build a doghouse. Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel, and we'll see you next time.